Moist Critical, better known as Charles White Jr. or Charlie to those who can't be bothered with the internet stage name, is one of those rare YouTubers who managed to make whispering into a mic sound like the second coming of entertainment. He started uploading over a decade ago, and instead of chasing trends, he kind of just sat in front of a camera and deadpanned his way into the algorithm's heart. He doesn't scream like PewDiePie. He doesn't run skits like Smosh. And he doesn't wear costumes like a Twitch cosplayer with unresolved trauma. He just talks with that monotone voice that sounds like someone narrating their grocery list while casually dismantling the entire fabric of culture. His channel exploded because his delivery is so anti YouTube that it became the most YouTube thing possible. He's known for gaming, commentary, speed running, streaming, and now running a whole esports organization, Moist Esports, which is somehow competitive and successful despite sounding like a joke. That's his entire brand, sounding unserious while being uncomfortably good at being serious. What sets Moist Critical apart isn't just longevity, but versatility. He dipped into almost everything: gaming, anime reviews, YouTube drama commentary, and reacting to internet oddities that feel like they came from a cursed corner of the web. He's played Among Us with some of the biggest streamers. He's built a cult following on Twitch and still finds time to roast the dumbest trends imaginable. His voice has become iconic, monotone yet oddly emotional, detached yet somehow razor sharp, like he's simultaneously asleep and angry about the state of humanity. In reality, he is absurdly talented at gaming, but he hides it under layers of sarcasm like a samurai pretending to be a mall cop. And then there's Moist Esports, which started as a joke and turned into a legitimate contender in the esports world. Imagine naming your brand Moist and then still winning championships. That's Charlie. Here's the internet's proof that irony can be profitable. The thing about Moist Critical is that he never gave into the YouTube stereotype. He didn't make any neon thumbnails with big shocked faces, no smash that like button energy, no hollow influencer enthusiasm. He just talks. His monotone delivery is like the exact opposite of what YouTube's content playbook prescribes, and yet it works because it's so authentic to him. He swears a lot. He rants about random stuff like bad movies or ridiculous internet challenges, and he doesn't really pander. He will upload a video titled something like "The Moist Situation is Crazy" and gets millions of views just because people know he's going to dissect something so bizarre with surgical indifference. His commentary on internet drama feels less like chasing clout and more like a guy reluctantly explaining why the world is stupid. And that hits home for viewers sick of overproduced nonsense. Charlie doesn't pretend to be a lifestyle guru or a businessman, though ironically he is both now, but he just keeps it brutally raw, and the audience keeps showing up for it. Beyond YouTube, though, Charlie is also involved in live streaming. So on Twitch, he's one of the most consistent, pulling in thousands of viewers while playing games or just talking about the news. The same tone carries over. You tune in for his perspective, not for fireworks. He will cover topics from the ridiculous, like ranking cereals, to more serious issues like systemic issues in gaming and esports. His community trusts him because he doesn't sugarcoat things. He calls things out, whether it's YouTube's own policies, exploitative gambling sponsorships, or even absurd behavior from other creators. I mean, he's also not scandal proof, nobody is, but his brand of honesty has built one of the most loyal fan bases online. Even his forays into business reflect that. Moist Esports doesn't feel like a cash grab. It feels like him funneling money into making a mark in a field that he loves. He also helped raise money for charity, leveraging his platform for good without turning it into a self congratulatory parade. He walks that line between entertainer and reluctant leader of an online movement almost perfectly. What's fascinating about Charlie is how he embodies the contradictions of internet fame. He's intensely private in some ways, rarely flaunting his personal life, yet his personality feels wide open because of how raw and consistent he is on camera. He's critical, but is not cruel, and he's comedic, but rarely over the top. He's ironic, but serious enough to push change where it matters. People come to him not just for entertainment, but also for perspective in an increasingly ridiculous digital age. In a landscape filled with artificial hype, his deadpan delivery is like a palate cleanser. He's proven that you don't need to scream or act outrageous to stay relevant. You just need to be authentic and consistent, even if that authenticity comes in the form of monotone commentary over a 10-year-old meme. Whether he is roasting a terrible product, internet scams, or ranting about bizarre events, he's built trust by simply being himself. That's not just rare in influencer culture, but it's pretty revolutionary. So, who is Moist Critical? He's the guy who turned indifference into a career, sarcasm into a brand, and the word moist into something respectable. He's a gamer, commentator, streamer, businessman, and reluctant philosopher for the chronically online. His ability to juggle humor with seriousness makes him a cultural staple, even if he'd probably laugh at being called that. He's not the loudest, he's not the flashiest, he's not the most polished, but he's one of the most trusted voices in digital media today. People know that when Charlie talks, it's going to be blunt, funny, and probably most likely accurate. He is proof that irony, when done right, can outlast hype. And at the end of the day, Moist Critical is exactly what he appears to be: a guy with a webcam, a microphone, and an uncanny ability to cut through the nonsense. And somehow, that is enough to make him one of the most influential figures of online culture. He didn't play the YouTube game, he rewrote it by refusing to play altogether.